So there's a brewing Tory tax row ahead of the March the 15th budget, with the Prime Minister facing pressure from his own backbenchers to avoid raising corporation tax. And Liam Halligan, this is partly your fault.
My fault.
You play a role in this story.
Well, you write newspaper columns and MPs read them and they turn them into letters.
But tell us what happened.
So this goes back to last spring when Rishi Sunak was the Chancellor before the Chancellor before the Chancellor.
Yeah.
And he passed a law in March 2022 that in April 2023, corporation tax, which is the main tax on business profits, big and small businesses, would go up from 19 to 25%. That was then reversed by Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng, remember them?
Yeah.
And then when they were ousted, it was then reversed. So the increase in March 2023 from 19 to 25% was reinstated by Chancellor Jeremy Hunt. Now, I've been writing columns about this, saying that, in my view, if you raise corporation tax now at a time when lots of businesses are suffering, energy bills are going through the roof for firms, a lot of firms in April, Bev, will lose any government support they have with their energy bills. We spent billions during furlough keeping various companies alive. And so I've questioned the OBR, the Office of Budget Responsibility's assumptions that raising the corporation tax rate would actually make money. They reckon it would make £18 billion a year by 2027. I don't reckon that's true, because I think it will kill a lot of businesses. I think raising corporation tax by this much will actually cost the Treasury money, because it will kill off more businesses than money it will raise from existing businesses that survive. And I've been writing this in my Telegraph column for the last 3 or 4 weeks, really going at it and finding numbers. And remember, last week we showed a film. I went to Sutton Coldfield. There was a guy there running Clevedon Fasteners, an incredible little manufacturing company.
Making rivets. And
this is a company set up to make the rivets that originally held Spitfires together. Right? Unbelievable company. And he's literally spitting tax, as we say, about this corporation tax rise. And since then, AstraZeneca, the pharmaceuticals giant, said publicly, we were going to put this big new factory in the UK. Actually, now we're going to put it in the Republic of Ireland, because they've got a 12.5% rate of corporation tax, and you're raising your rate of corporation tax to 25%. So
your article became a letter which got put on the desk of who? Well,
so what happened then is, I've been writing about this in the Telegraph. Some other journalists have been piling in. A group called the Centre for Brexit Policy, who are very well connected with the Tory party, they wrote a letter and they asked various industrialists to sign it, economists to sign it, backbenchers to sign it. They asked me to sign it, but I refused because I thought that'd be wrong from a sort of Ofcom regulatory point of view, and we're obviously an Ofcom regulated channel. I can only put forward a point of view. I can't be seen to be actively campaigning. Sure. But a lot of industrialists signed this letter, but also a lot of Conservative backbenchers signed this letter, backbenchers who are leaders of particular groups. So there was the leader of the European Research Group, Marc Francois. There was the leader of the Conservative Growth Group, Simon Clarke, the former Levelling Up secretary. There was the leader of what we call the No Turning Back Group, John Redwood, very well-known, very erudite Tory MP. And if you add up all the members of all of these groups and you don't double count, you're looking at about 50 or 60 Tory MPs. So that would wipe out Rishi Sunak's majority. If these Tory MPs say, look, we really think it's mad to raise corporation tax in this March budget, what they want on March 15th is for Hunt to stand up, given that when he campaigned to be Tory leader, he wanted a 15% rate of corporation tax.
Yeah, what happened?
And he say they want Hunt to say, look, the economy's, there's a bit of a recovery coming. Interest rates are now probably peaked. Inflation's coming down. We actually think it would be wrong, when we're trying to get the economy moving, to raise corporation tax. That's what these backbenchers want. That's what lots of industrialists want. And it's not just big businesses. A lot of small businesses pay corporation tax too. And this can take 6% off their margin.
Quickly, energy bill support. What's happening for people out there who are worried about it?
In April, it's still up in the air. In April, we're expecting the energy price cap, which is the government subsidy for the average household energy bill. We're expecting it to go up, up, from $2,500 to $3,000 a year, even though wholesale prices have been coming down. And the government's going to have to sort this out, because if energy bills go up in April, when people like me are going on about the reality that wholesale electricity and gas prices are coming down, there will be a serious political backlash. As for companies, right, almost all companies in April will lose all their energy support. Again, this is something I've been highlighting here on GB News. Remember, I went to that pub in Kent a few weeks ago, and the guy there, his energy bill went from 20 grand to 80 grand, and now it's going to go up again. Only like steel makers and very, very energy intensive manufacturers are getting any help, and a few public sector bodies.
It just feels, it almost feels deliberately, and they've got to do something, they've got to help businesses. I think the corporation tax is the obvious one. If you want to support business, they can probably, that's going to save.
The key message for us, Bev, is small companies pay corporation tax too. This is not just about the big city high rollers. It's about small companies. They need a leg up if we're going to get this economy moving. Yeah,
but you know what? The small companies won't be able to handle it. The big companies can probably ride it out. That's my concern.
They can move money between jurisdictions. They can do more investment. They can use the offsets. It's the small companies. They desperately need that margin because that's what they use to reinvest to grow the economy and create jobs.
Absolutely. Well, talking about... thanks, Liam, as always.